First of all, I want to thank everyone who showed up, and I especially want to thank those that have said their piece and given voice to this what seems like now is a movement, and it should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, they didn't give me my due time in there, so you guys are probably still curious of how I feel or exactly how these events have transpired to this point. Personally, what I like to say is, initially I was hurt. You know, as a father, right? When you're not there for your kids,
That's right.
when they get hurt and you're not there to protect them, and you entrust people like your administrators and the promise that they make, they're lying right over there. To me now, I've read through that thing, I've gone through that process, and this is my last step. I've approached every administrator up and down from the time that it happened. I was surprised. We were initially notified with just one phone call, an isolated incident. We didn't know the sidebar of everything that was happening, just that our daughter was insulted by a teacher among her peers. First of all, I don't appreciate being called Indian. Bloody is a misnomer. Bloody Indian in the same context. I don't know how you want to put it. For us that have been affected, that have been discriminated against, we as Native people, we bear those scars. We don't wear it on our arms, tattooed on our forehead that we've been discriminated against, because it hits right here. I can't expose my heart to tell you how many times I've been discriminated against. They will never know. Only I know. I protected my kids, my daughter, my baby. I come to this environment, to this community, by work first, but I provided for my family so to be safe, to grow up, become knowledgeable, to become great people, to learn their ways, to excel in their ways. But to get back to this point, it's like hitting a reset button to first contact. I don't care what they say, that it just happened yesterday. To me, I always imagined the people that first invited them over when they came, maybe suffering, whatever ways they showed up in, came into our presence, and we extended gratitude and help. We nursed them to health, whatever it is they may call it. Thanksgiving, we just went through it. They celebrated us in the process. We didn't hear about it. My child attends Cibola High School this whole month. How many days now? 28, 27?
28.
Not once. No banners across the school. Walk in there. Even on the day after this incident happened, I wasn't felt like I was welcome. I had to go seek out the principal. The principal didn't call me. It would be nice to have the principal approach me, maybe even give me a hug and give me a sincere apology. With a plan. With a plan. We assaulted your child. She's in jail. She's taken care of. Your child's been discriminated against. We have counselors available for her. Matter of fact, they're en route. What a wonderful place that would be if you could just paint that picture, but it doesn't exist. I found that out. Where's the help for my child? The people I entrusted, they didn't come approach me. All this effort to this day is because I didn't stand for it. Unbeknownst to me, like I said, I got a singular phone call to say that my daughter was insulted. I wanted to go there. I wanted to see the teacher myself. Already gone. Maybe she was protected. My daughter still became more victimized in the process. Her heart was already broken, her spirit broken already. I can't imagine how it is for that other child that got her hair cut. I really feel for her too, because that's right. Though I may not have long hair, I know what it means. I know what it means to have hair. Right now, I'm still in mourning. First for my daughter. Now, I just made it back from Arizona to be here because I wanted to stand here to send a message from me. Unfortunately, I was cut short. The 1 minute time frame doesn't do nobody justice. To hear people talk like Minnie Mouse and sped up. If we had known that, I would have recorded my voice. Everything that I wanted to say would have extended more than a minute, maybe 10 times over. They can't accept that my 1 minute to speak to them would deserve anybody justice. Who does that?
That's disgraceful.
Right. But anyway, the story just exploded. I couldn't believe it when we finally got a chance to talk to our daughter after this incident happened. We thought, okay, somebody hurt my daughter. I'm going to go after this person, whoever this person is. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know another child got her hair cut. And unbeknownst to me, one of her other friends in another classroom, teachers, reading from booklets that demean us in a negative way. I can't believe that. Beyond that, one whole 24-hour period passed. In that time frame, like I said, my daughter was further victimized by the school system, by her own peers. I came home to talk to my daughter. She was quite upset. I had to coax her. I had to coax my own daughter to tell me what happened. Unbeknownst to me, already, she was getting negative feedback. She was born in the city. She was born in a hospital not too far from here. What an opportunity, the city, surrounded by petroglyphs of our ancestors, our brothers and sisters, the Pueblos that live here. We don't live too far away. We're Navajo, just over the hill. We have Tohejile. This whole community emulates Native Americanism. It emulates our people that were once here, way before us, proud, probably all wearing their hairs long, interfacing with one another, not insulting one another, living in peace. And we get to come to this type of environment to have people demean us. Our visitors, the people we originally brought here and cared for, brought them to help, for them to celebrate Thanksgiving. What a flip-flop that is.
Well, they work for you. They work for us. They're not independent. They are our employees. Absolutely.
Sorry. I don't know how many times I had to make this speech. First was a broken record. How do I make my point clear to someone staring back at me without any recognition that I recognize that my voice is heard? You can tell. Bring an individual to stand next to you, look him in the eye and talk and have a dialogue. When someone's sitting back behind a big old mahogany desk, nice leather seat, I'm sure, and for you to put it on the other side to present after you had finally cornered the principal to make some time so that you could get the point across that they hurt me. They hurt my daughter. Someone has to pay for this. She affected my daughter. Of course, I can't say I've never been discriminated. Luckily, it didn't happen for me until later on. I grew up in a nice environment. I got my education only on the reservation in the town that I was born in and that I graduated from. I went on to college. That was my first instance of moving off the reservation. And I ran into a university times the people, the amount of people, the expectations multiplied. I got discriminated in that environment. And that was just right outside the Navajo Reservation in Flagstaff, Arizona, attending Northern Arizona University. This, too, is an emulation of that town. It resides around the edges of our reservations. Mind you, these reservations, they were our own lands. We were happy to be back in our own land. Some of them were unfortunate. The whole East Coast, those poor brothers and sisters of ours, now they call Oklahoma their home. Same is true on both east and west coast of this country. We basically been extinct from those areas. We probably think that we don't exist, that we don't have a voice anymore. But this was not going to be unheard of in my case. Someone hurt me personally, even though I wasn't insulted, even though I didn't have my hair cut, even though I wasn't having forced to read negative derogatory events of what others thought of us. There's a lot to be learned. We are all smart people. We speak our own language, we practice our own culture, but yet we practice theirs too. We learn their language, we're educated in their ways. We accept it because that's what colonization does. We're forced into it. Cutting of the hair is just an emulation of what they've done with their system.
It's an outward
It is.
expression.
Anyone who's smart enough to take history is just a repetition of their methods. There's no end to it. Personally, I experienced it. I experienced it personally, but to experience it on my daughter's behalf, that's just, I have to put a stop to it. They have to hear. I'm sorry, I lost my time frame reference. My daughter. So I coaxed her out of it. She told me. She started telling me what had happened. At first, with rage. What broke her heart the most, friends she had known and grown up with. People that we thought respected our ways, just because we interacted. But the moment the coin dropped and it turned a color game, they left us. My daughter lost a lot of friends out of this. She's gotten backlash from her student peers. This is before I approached the principal. I thought the principal had it under control because she had given me a phone call. I thought my daughter was going to be expelled. I didn't know the whole details of it until I spoke to my daughter and she told me this horrific story. I couldn't stand for it. Personally, I took personal time off for our own well-being. We seek our future healers. We ask for strength because our heart was broken. Our trust destroyed. The community we thought we were a part of, we felt isolated and castrated. Who does that? I imagine it to be the same thing that our ancestors experienced. And I carry that here. I've read about it. I've read it from their reference. They don't never hear it from our side. We'll get there. We'll educate them. They no longer can't be ignorant. Hair matters. Doesn't matter.